Hello, everyone. This is Kazim from Herdem Attorneys at Law. We are a Istanbul-based full-service law firm, and recently we have decided to start our immigration practice, and we will be organizing these kind of webinars regarding different jurisdiction to aware our audience regarding the different opportunities that they can have around the world. So today, Jonna Rais has joined with us. Jonna, welcome for this webinar. And can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here today. My name is Joana Reis, and I'm a partner of Residency Law. I'm very glad to present you my country and the several options to gain residency and passport in Portugal. My presentation will take around 15 minutes, and then we'll be able to answer to some of your general questions. I believe that all of you have specific questions regarding your personal cases. We'll be happy if you could send us an email or message so we can cover everything. Also, during this presentation, you can also write your questions in the Q&A and chat boxes. I would also take the opportunity to congratulate Herdem for this webinar. I hope that all of you will have, in the end, new reasons to visit Portugal, either to relocate, set up business, or simply come to spend some quality time during your holidays. First, and to begin, I'd like to introduce our law firm, Residency Law. We are a boutique law firm based in Lisbon, the capital city of Portugal, and duly registered before the Portuguese Bar Association. We provide independent legal assistance, and our focus is to assist international clients in their relocation process to Portugal, from the very beginning until they get passport in Portugal. All our team speaks fluent English, and all documentation is prepared in English so that our clients can follow and understand our work. So why do many people relocate to Portugal? Portugal is a small country in the southwest coast of Europe. We are only 11 million people, but we have a very diverse and rich history full of achievements. We are an independent state for almost 900 years, which explains why we have solid traditions and a very strong national identity. Portugal has been in the last years in the international spotlight for many reasons. One, we are one of the most peaceful countries in the world. Not only Portuguese people are kind and friendly people, but we have a very liberal and open society, which is well known for receiving very well anyone who visits Portugal. Also, our country has been one of the most stable countries in Europe in the last decades. We have a very mature democracy. We have not experienced any political issues in the last years, in contrast to other countries in Europe. Political stability has also allowed Portugal to develop economically. We are a modern country with good infrastructures and social welfare, notably in terms of education and healthcare. Because of all what I said before, our Portuguese passport is one of the most attractive passports in the world. More than 170 countries allow Portuguese citizens to travel freely without any visa control. Finally, almost everyone in Portugal speaks English in a reasonable level. So what could make you choose to live in Portugal? As a Portuguese resident, you will have mobility, which means freedom and flexibility for the main applicant and his family member. The residency permit guarantees the possibility to live, study, set up a business, or work in Portugal. But it also guarantees the option to travel freely within Europe without any visa or any control, and no need of getting visa and deal with all the bureaucracy related to the embassies. Social benefits. As a legal resident in Portugal, you can benefit from free healthcare, social protection, and the educational system. Multiple options to get residency. There are many options to get residency in Portugal according to the purpose of your stay. You can extend all these rights to your closest family members since the very beginning or at any stage of your process. You can also have possible tax benefits. Portugal has approved some tax benefits to attract highly qualified professionals to Portugal. You can benefit from these tax benefits for a period of 10 years. Finally, it offers a fast track to Portuguese citizenship. After 5 years holding a residency permit, the main applicant and his family will be able to get a Portuguese passport or to apply for permanent residency. The questions are, how does this work? How can I get a residency permit in Portugal? Well, in Portugal, as a rule, the process consists in 2 stages. First, you need to get a visa, a national visa type D, at the Portuguese embassy in your country of residency. And then you can enter Portugal to apply for a residency permit. The visa application should be submitted in your country of residency, as I said, and it usually takes 60 working days to be approved. The visa itself will be sticked in your passport and will be valid for 4 months. During this period, you should travel to Portugal to apply for a residency permit before the immigration office. The type of visa you choose depends on what you want to do in Portugal. Work, start up a business, study, work as a digital nomad, or simply invest. You can see here the list of visas that we have available. The general requirements and processing times are the same for all of them. What makes them different is what you'll do in Portugal. So as you can see, we have the D1 visa for work purpose, the D2 visa for self-employed or entrepreneurs, the D3 visa for teaching, highly qualified professionals, and for cultural purpose. We have the D4 and D5 for research, study, high school student internship, and volunteer work. We have the D7 visa for retired people or people that live out from passive income like rents, dividends, interests. We have the D8 visa, the digital nomad, for people that want to come to Portugal, but to work as a digital nomad. We have the job seeker visa, which is not a D visa or a national visa that allows you immediately to apply for residency permit. But basically, it gives you 4 months to find a job in Portugal, and then you can convert it into a residency permit. And finally, we have the golden visa, which is not a visa, but a residency permit for people that complete one of the investment activities mentioned in the law.
These categories, Joanna, you just told us these categories are like open; they are not closed, like the other categories, right?
No, all these options are available now and open for new applications.
Wonderful.
As I said, the process consists in 2 stages. First, the visa application, and second, the residency permit application in Portugal. As I said before, after getting the visa, you have 4 months to travel to Portugal to apply for a residency permit. Once you get the visa, the embassy will inform you when and where your appointment with the immigration office in Portugal will be. In this appointment, you'll need to provide some fresh documents and collect your biometric data. After this appointment here in Portugal before the immigration office, usually it takes 90 days to get your residency permit. The residency permit will be mailed to your Portuguese address, or it can be collected at the immigration office. This first initial residency permit is valid for 2 years, and it's renewable for 3 years. In the beginning, I said your family members can be included at any stage of the process, since the very beginning of your process, or even after you get your initial or extended residency permit. So now, and very important, is to understand the timeline of your application. One of the great advantages is that you don't need to come to Portugal immediately. The first part of the process is done in your own country. So after engaging our services and signing a power of attorney to our law firm, we will assist you getting your personal documentation so you can submit your visa application at the Portuguese embassy. You'll get an approval in 60 working days. After getting the visa, you can then travel to Portugal to collect your biometric data and to submit your residency permit application. The exact date of your visit is booked by the embassy when they issue the visa. In Portugal, we'll be with you at your appointment with the immigration office. After this appointment, you'll receive your residency permit in a maximum period of 90 working days. As I said, the permit is valid for 2 years. So it means that you'll need to extend it after 2 years and you'll get a second residency permit valid for 3 years. After 5 years of legal residency, so 2 plus 3, you'll be able to apply for permanent residency and/or citizenship. Permanent residency and citizenship are for life, but the permanent residency permit, the card itself, is valid for 5 years. So each 5 years you need to renew it. The same for the passport. The passport is valid for 10 years. You need to renew it each 10 years.
That's good. Joanna, I just want to ask a question over here that in most of the countries, people are getting issues in getting appointment with the embassies that they have. So will we help them to get the appointment from the embassy as well?
Yes, sure. Our firm assists in the entire process, namely in getting the appointment with the embassy or the external provider that the embassy works with.
That's great.
So what happens after 5 years? So after 5 years, you'll be able to apply for the renewal of your temporary residency permit. Imagine that you did not pass in the Portuguese language test. You can still be able to hold your residency card, or you can apply for permanent residency and Portuguese citizenship. Permanent residency and Portuguese citizenship requires the knowledge of Portuguese language, level E2, and it's for life. Although you need to renew your cards and your passports, these two are for life.
That's good. So I have completed my A1 now.
You are close. Well, and that's it for now. Thank you very much for your attention. I look forward to hear your questions. Thank you very much.
So there are a few questions, and I would like us to jump on the visa section that we discussed about the categories of the visas. And I think we need to explain a little bit more about the D1, D2, and D3 and how they can process these things with us.
Yes, sure. So as I said, the general requirements and documentation to apply for a visa is the same. The type of visa that the applicant chooses depends on what he wants to do in Portugal. So if he's looking for a job, then and gets an employment offer or a promissory employment contract, he can apply for a D1 visa, which is a work visa. If his intention is to set up a business or to work as a freelancer in Portugal, then he should choose the D2 visa. The D3 visa is for tech people or people that were invited to teach in a university, for example, or that will perform a highly qualified activity in Portugal. The D4 is for researchers, for students, and people that come to Portugal to work as a volunteer. The D7 is for retired. It was designed for retired people that live out from pensions. But now it's also acceptable for people that live out from passive income, like rentals, dividends, interests. If someone proves that earns around 10,000 euros per year as with passive income, they are eligible for the D7 visa.
That's great.
The digital nomad
and
visa.
There is no age requirement for the D7 one.
Sorry, can you repeat?
There is no age requirement for the D7 visa.
No. Then we have the digital nomad, the D8 visa, which was a visa that was introduced in October 2022 for people that want to come to Portugal but keep their employment relationship with an entity established abroad. So it can also be for services providers, freelancers that come to Portugal, but that they are not working to Portuguese entities. The job seeker, it was also introduced in October 2022, and it's basically a visa that allows someone that has not received yet an employment offer or that does not have yet a promissory employment contract to come to Portugal to stay here 4 months, and this 4 months can be extended for another 2 months, and look for a job. And when they get an employment contract, they can convert this job seeker visa, which is a temporary visa, into a residency permit. And finally, we have the Golden Visa. The Golden Visa was established in 2012. It suffered several changes, but it's still alive for people that want to bring an investment to Portugal, or to create job positions, or to invest in stock funds, or to make a donation to art or scientific research. The visa is still in place.
All right, that's good. I think let's get to the specific questions that people are asking from us. So first of all, one of the delegate asked this question, that he believes that the immigration is on hold, and what is the way forward at the moment. So I think that there are only 2 articles that they have recently closed. Joanna, you can explain it better, I think.
Yes. In the beginning of June, our government approved the Migration Action Plan. Basically, they removed 2 options of getting residency permits. People before June could enter Portugal with a Schengen visa as a tourist and get a residency permit without need to get a residency visa from the consulate. And these 2 options were closed. But all the other visas and permits are open, and the Immigration Authority is processing them. It's our government's priority to attract highly qualified professionals, students, and their families. So this is mentioned specifically and expressly in the Migration Action Plan that was approved by the government. So IMA, which is our immigration office, and the embassies were reinforced with more staff, so they can continue processing all these applications.
Right. And people want to know more about the entrepreneur visa, the D2, I think.
The D2 visa. So D2 visa is for self-employed workers, and there are 3 subcategories. So someone that has a service agreement with a Portuguese entity, basically will provide some consultancy or any other type of services, can apply for this D2 visa. Or
someone who can have a job contract or something.
Yes, not a job. In this case, it's a service agreement, something more liberal and independent. If they can get this service agreement, they can apply for the D2 visa. Self-employed people, like freelancers, if they are registered like that before our Portuguese tax authority and social security, they can also apply for the D2 visa. Third option, people that start a business here, incorporate a company, open a bank account, hire an accountant, start the company's activity, can also apply for a D2 visa.
Right. So we help them in the whole process, like a company formation and opening the bank account and everything.
Yes, our assistance covers all steps of the process: getting the tax number, the social security number, incorporate the company, open the company's bank account, the D2 visa, and the residency permit application as well.
All right. And once anyone get the residency for 2 years, how long they have to stay over here to get it renewed?
So according to our law, during the period of validity of the residency permit, so 2 years, the applicants cannot stay outside the country for more than 6 consecutive months or 8 non-consecutive months. This means that during 24 months, they need to spend in Portugal 16 months.
Okay, all right. And these categories of the visas are irrelevant to the history of the candidate, like he has experience in banking, education, and any other thing, right?
No, this is not relevant except for the highly qualified activity. So for the D3 visa, where someone is invited to come to Portugal to provide a highly qualified activity, the applicant needs to show and to prove their academic qualifications or technical skills to perform that job in Portugal.
And in any other categories, they don't have to.
No, that's not applicable.
All right. One of the delegate is asking about the golden visa and the stay during the D7 and D8. I think we have already explained it well. So
So there are two regimes. One that is applicable to the Golden Visa, which has flexible stay requirements, basically 14 days, just 14 days per each 2 year. And we have the other regime, the general regime that is applicable to all the other residency permits, which says that someone that holds a temporary residency permit cannot stay outside the country for more than 6 consecutive months or 8 non-consecutive months. So if someone is looking for a residency by investment program that does not require physical presence in Portugal, the Golden Visa is the most suitable option. The other D visas are for people that want to relocate permanently to Portugal.
And the Golden Visa is not not related to the investment for the properties at the moment, right? They have recently changed some rules.
Yes, real estate. The real estate policy was removed last year, so now it's only possible to invest in investment funds, scientific research, arts, creation of a company, and job positions. These are the investment activities that are eligible now.
And what is the minimum investment requirement?
For the funds is 500,000 euros. For donation towards scientific research, it depends. It's between 250,000 to 500,000. For the creation of 10 job positions, there's no minimum requirement, only the creation of these job positions.
And will you help candidates to find investment funds and everything? You have those details, right?
Yes, we have a list of not all, but several investment funds that are eligible for the Golden Visa. And we will share this list with the candidates.
So if anyone wants to ask any further questions, they are welcome to ask. They can raise the hand, we can open the mic, or they can just write in the chat. And in case the candidates wants to apply, they can send us an email. They can write to Joanna directly or me. We can have a specific meeting with them to understand their case and suggest them to what should be a better visa category for them, right, Joanna?
Yes, of course. We'll be happy to have individual meetings or to clarify any questions by email.
All right. And thank you so much for joining. I think if there are no more questions left, then we can conclude this webinar.